with us online, go ahead and start to set up your space, your equipment, get ready for the classes. We're going to be starting here in the next minute. See you soon. All right, welcome to Pump and welcome back to Pump. If this is your first time with us in class or online, thanks for being here today. A little bit about the format of how this class runs is we'll start with a warm-up at the beginning, about 6 minutes, get the body ready to go, and then we'll jump into the workout. And the workout for this class is we have 4 rounds total. Each round is going to consist of 2 movements that we're going to superset. Today's a little bit different because we got some repeating movements. But each movement we'll do for 30 seconds. So movement 1 for 30 seconds, into movement 2 for 30 seconds, right back into movement 1, 30 seconds, into movement 2 for 30 seconds. We'll repeat that 4 times. That'll be 1 round done, and you'll get a 1-minute rest period. And then we'll have a 10-minute cool down stretch routine at the end. So like I said, today's a little bit different. We have a couple new movements. One of them is pretty technical, so we're going to take some time learning it. We're going to do a quick tutorial. I'll always go over all the movements we have before we start the class so you have an idea of what those are. So for today, The Turkish Get Up is the movement that we're implementing that we haven't done in the class before. So this one's a little bit more technical, like I said. So the first 2 rounds are going to be the Turkish Get Up. The first round is just going to be really lightweight, figuring out that movements, getting that movement pattern down, figuring out how to move while holding that weight overhead. And then that second round is for if you feel comfortable, you can up that weight, get a little bit heavier with it, and get a little bit more of a full workout with it. So I'll go over what that movement is, and then we're going to go into some frog jumps and high knees, followed by a 4-minute wall sit at the end. So with this wall sit, what it is, you're just holding the wall sit as long as you possibly can. Once you fall or have to go down to the ground, take a break, what you're doing is you're sitting on the floor, legs just straight out in front of you, and just flexing your quads. So it's kind of like a static seated, almost like a wall squat kind of, but it's lowering that intensity but keeping that activation. So for the Turkish Get Up, we'll start with that one first. This movement is great. It's full body. It's actually one of the very few movements, too, that loads the shoulder through full range of motion without you actually really moving the shoulder. You're moving the full body. So we'll all get down. We'll go through this together. So for this movement, normally you'll have your weight in your hands. We're going to start without weight, so just ignore, pretend you're holding the weight. But we're going to start on our right side. So you start from a laid over position. If you're laying on your right, that's where you'll be holding the weight, is on your right side. So the first move is you're rolling onto your back, okay? You're going to be supporting that weight, and you're going to extend it up over your torso here, okay? The next thing you do is you're going to kick out that left leg at a kind of a 45-degree-ish angle, put that left arm down at about a 90 degree, just straight out from the body, and from here, you're leaning up, rolling forward onto that elbow. So here, you want to make sure that low back is pulled in. Don't round that low back. We're kind of leaning onto the left hip, okay? We're not laying down flat. We're rolling up over onto that hip. Arm is up, weight's on the elbow, and then we're going to press ourselves up. So we're going to keep that low back still pulled in. We keep those shoulder blades back and down. So this next bit is we're going to lift the hips and tuck that knee underneath and get it underneath of us, okay? From here, we're going to extend up, kick that knee back so you're facing forward. We don't want the knee still angled. You're going to kick that knee. And from here, you're going to step up onto that front leg. So now we're going to reverse it. So the arm is still up. We're going to kick that leg back, come back down into that lunge position. From here, we're going to hinge the hips back, drop that arm, okay? Swipe that foot over. Pick the foot back up and underneath, and drop it out. We're going to lower back down onto that elbow. And then we're going to drop back down onto the floor, bring the weight in, and then if you're finishing, you're going to roll back onto that side. Okay? We're going to do that again, but we're going to do the opposite side this time, okay? So start on your left. Like I said, we're going to get a bit of practice with this today, so if you don't get it right away, that's totally fine. We're going to roll to center. We're going to extend the left arm this time. That's what's going to be holding the weight. Kick out that right leg at an angle, 45-ish degrees. Arm goes out at about 90. From here, you're lifting yourself up onto that elbow, okay? Rolling the weight onto that right hip. Then we're pressing ourselves up, still holding that position. So this is where we're going to pick the hip up and kick that leg underneath and get that knee directly underneath that hip, okay? From here, press ourselves up, roll that foot over, squared forward, stand up, press into that stance. Now we're going to reverse it. So kicking that right leg. You can already tell this is going to be a very tiring movement when you add some weight. So from here, drop that arm. Those hips are hinged, okay? From here, you can kick that foot over, and then we're going to drive it underneath, out at the angle, sit down. From here, lower that elbow, and then you're going to drop it down to the ground as you bring that weight in, and you could roll it back to the other side, okay? So that's going to be that movement. That first round, I'm just going to be going through coaching. So if you get stuck, need any help, I got you. Don't worry about it. We're going to bring this one in next week too, so we can start to add it to the repertoire of what we're doing, because it's a great movement. A lot of times just haven't done it because it is a bit technical. It takes a little bit of time to really get that down. But that's the first 2 rounds. So like I said, first round, no weight to either very lightweight, just to get comfortable. The biggest thing is the more weight you add, if the arm starts to move, it's falling. Like, you can't. Yeah, so just without weight. So there isn't necessarily without the arm piece. So That's fair. I will give you something in the chat to do differently if you aren't able to do that movement holding the arms up. Great. So for that one, you'll need to have that held up. And then we'll go second round, we'll do it a bit heavier, okay? This movement is not fast. Take it slow, controlled. Think of the technique with the movement, okay? And as you develop and get a lot stronger, you'll be able to do a lot more with that one. The next move we're going to go into after in the third round is going to be frog jumps into high knees. So remember frog jumps, pushing those hips back and down, tapping that floor, and exploding, jumping up into the air. Right when you land, tap, jump, okay? High knees, as you get tired, you can go from high knees to marches, okay? If maintaining those high knees gets difficult, get tired, slow it down, march it out. And then the last movement, that wall sit. So wall sit, do I trust you? I won't put that much weight into it. But basically sitting against a wall, knees at about 90-ish degrees, holding that position, okay? We don't want to sink too low, don't want to come up too high. Once you get too tired and you need to drop to the ground, take a break, you're just going to come to this switch and you're just going to flex those quads, okay? So really be intentional to flex all the way up the leg. You can flex the calves if you want. That's helpful for engaging those quads. But try to maintain that wall sit as long as possible, and then you can drop to the floor. Yes? Nope, you're just going to stay down, and you're in that position holding that leg flex, which isn't easy. It's also pretty difficult. Any questions before we get, yeah? Yes, great question, yep. So how we roll, normally you roll back to your starting side. We're just going to roll over to the next side and then roll back up, okay? So we're going to do left and then switch our weight, go to the right side. And then from the right, go to the left. Just because doing one arm, especially what we're learning, doing one arm for 4 minutes straight be very tiring. So we're going to alternate back and forth. Great question. Any other questions? And on that one, if you want to follow along, I'll be doing it too. So you can also follow me through for that first whole round going back and forth side to side. Okay? Any last questions? All right, let's get ready to warm up. All right. Starting with those jumping jacks in 3, 2, 1, let's go. Stay braced. Good job. Remember, bracing pelvic floor up and in. Keep that core strong. And we're just starting at about 45, 50%. We don't need to push it yet. We have 2 rounds in this warm-up. Air squats. Pushing those hips back and down. Knees are going to stay in line with the toes. Keep those knees in line with those toes. I think I just said that. Nice job. Keep those glutes on. Make sure you're squeezing the glutes to that full range of motion. Nice job. Marches and drive that knee up. Remember, use that core, put a little bit of power into that knee drive. Don't just use that hip flexor here. Lunges, alternating. Weight's even on that front foot. That knee's gonna stay in line with that toe. Keep the glute on of that front leg. Arm circles. Full range of motion here. We don't want to rotate the torso. Keep that torso square. Full range of motion. Reverse. Opposite direction. Nice job. We're still braced here. Inchworms into push-ups. We don't want to round that low back. We want to bend those knees as we walk out into that plank. Do a push-up. And walk those hips high into that stretch. And you're gonna walk right back down into that push-up again. For those push-ups, shoulder blades back and down, hands under the chest. And jumping jacks. We're into round 2 of that warm-up now. Picking up that tempo a little bit, maybe closer to 65, 70% here. Job. Pelvic floor up and in, core strong, shoulder blades back and down. Air squats. We're picking up that tempo, but we're not bouncing at the bottom or losing that control. Keep those glutes on. Nice job. Marches. Drive those knees up. Nice work. Remember, pay attention to that bounce. We don't want a lot of side to side. Stay as balanced as you can. Lunges. On this second lunge, you can add that twist if you want. So you're twisting toward the direction of that knee that's in front. Add a little thoracic rotation. Where it's controlled, strong twist. You don't want to get ballistic with it. Don't lose that bracing. Arm circles. Full range of motion here. Reverse. Opposite direction. Really get the scapula in there with that reach. Inchworms into those push-ups. Bend those knees, don't round the back.
Like an exotic dream, the radio playing songs that I have never heard. I don't know what to say. Oh, not another word. It's la 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 la. It goes around the world. Just la 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 la. It's all around the world. Just la 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 la.
Take a break. 1 minute. And we're starting. LD, if you're online, let me know if you need something else. For these Turkish get-ups, how you start on the side, I won't be going to the side, but it's just because I have a belt pack on. So you can roll over. I won't really be able to roll over with that. So remember that roll over, I'll call it out. Huh? You don't have to lay on it. All right, so this first round, no weight or very lightweight. You can go on your own if you want, but I'll be doing it and I'll be calling out the movements for this first round, okay? You can follow along or not, it's up to you. Round 2, I reached out, but she hasn't responded yet. Round 2 is where you feel more comfortable, you can up that weight. I'll be going around helping, checking on, and I'll be doing a few of them. All right, in 3, 2, 1, we're going. We got 4 minutes here. So if we're on our back, left arm is up, holding that weight. Arm at 90, leg at 45. We're gonna press ourselves up onto that elbow, press up onto that hand. Don't round that low back here. We're gonna lift those hips and tuck that foot underneath, directly under the hip. Stand up, straighten that back leg, and then we're gonna step up. Nice. If you didn't get it, that's fine. We have a lot of practice here. We're gonna lunge down, drop that arm, weight stays just overhead, keep those scapula engaged, swish that foot out. We're gonna lift the hips, kick the foot underneath, sit down. You can bring that arm back if it came out of placement, drop to that elbow, control, down. This is where you'd bring it down and then roll over to your left side. So if you're rolling over to your left, weight goes into your left hand, roll back to center, extend that weight up. Right foot kicks out at 45 degrees, right arm at 90. We're gonna lift up onto that elbow, shoulder blades stay back and down, press up onto that hand. Nice, we're gonna lift those hips, tuck that foot in underneath, hinge that knee underneath that hip, press up, straighten that back leg, lunge step up. We're gonna reverse it. Right leg goes back and down. You can swish it now. Do that hip hinge here. We're gonna lift that leg up and underneath onto that hip. You can always move that arm back if you need. Down onto that elbow. Roll onto the ground. Tuck the weight in. And you're gonna roll over now to the right side. We're doing a little bit different, so keep throwing me off. So we're back up to center. Right arm is up. We're halfway through. Left arm goes out at 90. Leg at 45. We're gonna press up onto that elbow. Nice job. Press up onto that hand. Don't shrug the shoulders. Keep the scapula engaged. Lift those hips. Tuck that knee up underneath. Hinge that hip here. We're gonna control and lift. Swish that back leg directly behind you. Square those hips. We're gonna step up. Nice job. Start from the top and you work your way down. So we're gonna hinge. Lunge down that left leg. You can drop that arm. Swish that leg here. We're gonna lift, kick underneath, drop down. You can extend the arm back if you need. Down to the elbow, all the way down to the floor. Drop it, roll over to your left side. Left arm's taking that weight. We're gonna roll to center. Lift that left arm. Right arm out at 90. Right leg out at 45. We're gonna press ourselves up onto that elbow. Nice job. Here, don't round that low back, okay? Pull that low back in. Press up onto that hand. Nice job. We're gonna lift those hips. Bring that knee up underneath, directly underneath that hip. And we're gonna lift, straighten that back leg. We're gonna step up. We have 30 seconds. We have one just the way down. Down onto that right leg. So you can either lean or do the foot first, whatever feels better for you. I usually like the foot first. We're in this position here. We're still braced. We're gonna kick that leg through, out to that 45, lower down onto that elbow, control, down to the floor, bring that weight in. Take a break. Nice work off. That is the Turkish Get Up. We're gonna do another round of this here, okay? So feel free, stay with that same weight if you don't quite got it down, because as you do more weight, if that arm gets out of the way a little bit, you're not gonna be able to hold it, it's gonna fall, okay? One thing, if the weight falls, if you do go to, don't try to catch it. Elbow hits the ground, heavy weight hits the hand, wrist, pop, not good. So, don't go heavier until you feel comfortable maintaining that movement, maintaining that shoulder placement, okay? If you feel good, you can increase it. 5 pounds isn't gonna be too big of a difference, so if you want to, you can. We have 20 seconds until we're moving into this next round. Grab a drink, adjust that weight if you want. All right, and 10. Starting with that, whatever side you finish with, start with the opposite side this time. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. I'll still be going through it. If you want to follow with me, that's fine. I don't remember I'm gonna start with my left arm. Right arm out at 90, right leg out at 45. We're gonna press up onto that elbow. Nice job. From that elbow here, pressing up onto that hand, lifting the hips, driving that knee underneath that hip, coming up to squared, kick that back foot to straight. We're gonna lunge up. We're gonna reverse it. Down onto that right knee. You can swish the foot, drop that hand onto the ground, kick that underleg out at that 45, drop down onto that elbow, roll down to the floor, pull that weight in, roll over to your right side. Weight goes into the right hand, roll back up to center, extend that weight up overhead, left arm at 90, left leg at 45. From here, we're using that core coming up onto that elbow. Nice job, pressing up onto that hand, lifting those hips, knee underneath that hip. Good job. Coming up to center, rotate that back leg, lunging up out of that movement. Nice job. We're going back down onto that left knee. Rotate that foot, drop that hand, kick that foot out to that 45. If the arm's ever close, you can extend it back a little bit. Drop onto that elbow, roll down to the floor, bring it back to center, roll over to that left side, take that weight, roll back to center, lift that left arm in front, right hand out at 90, right leg out at 45. Use that core, we're gonna sit up onto the elbow. Now that we're on our elbow, we're gonna press up to that hand. Once we press up to that hand, we're lifting those hips. So we're in this kind of star pattern. Bring that right leg underneath. Nice job. Lift up to center. Sweep that back leg. Stand up out of it. Nice, little over halfway here. Down onto that right knee. Swish the foot. Drop that arm. Extend, kick that leg to that 45. Drop down to that elbow. Down to the floor. Weight down to chest. Roll over to that right side. Take the weight in that right hand. Roll back to center. We're gonna lift that right arm here. Left arm at 90, left leg at 45. We're gonna press up onto that elbow. Nice job. Press up onto that hand. We're gonna lift those hips. Tuck that left knee up underneath, directly under that hip. Extend it up to standing. Swoosh that foot over. Lunge step up, fully standing. Nice, we got 1 minute left. Down onto that left knee. Swoop that foot, drop that arm. Nice job. Get this thing out of the way. From here, we're gonna lift, kick that leg through, out. You can scooch that arm back if you need. Drop to that elbow. Lower it to the floor. Drop to chest, roll over to the left. Nice job. Roll back to center, left arm. Now holding that weight up over above you, right arm 90 degrees, right leg 45. Press up onto that elbow. Nice job. Press up onto that hand. We're gonna lift those hips. Drive that knee underneath, directly under that hip. Nice job. From here, coming up, swoop that back leg in line, squared, and we're gonna stand. Take a break. Nice work, y'all. That is not an easy movement to learn. It takes a lot of coordination, a lot of technical ability, and remembering the steps through it. And so you can kind of feel you're pretty tired and you might not have had too much weight maybe yet. So it's full body, great workout, great movement you can do on your own. Next movements we got, those frog jumps into those high knees. So coming down, tapping the floor. If you can't quite get to the floor, that's fine. Just as far as you can without sacrificing form. We don't want to round that low back, okay? We want to stay braced. We got 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So we're tap, jump. Remember, really push those hips back. We don't want the knees going forward. Hips backing down. That's how you'll tap the floor. If you want to minimize that impact here at home, you can get rid of that jump. You can be right here. Keep those glutes on for that whole movement though. Nice job, nice job. High knees. Find that tempo you want. Stay braced. Nice job. Stay braced. Pelvic floor up and in. That core is strong. Shoulder blades back and down. Frog jumps. Keep those glutes on. Stay with it. Find a tempo. Keep it. High knees. Legs are burning. Let's go. Stay with it. Frogs. Halfway through. High knees. Woo! Pull the quads. Let's go. It's gonna be great. Yeah. Find your tempo. Try to keep it. Frogs. Let's do this, y'all. Doesn't matter how quick. Keep that same speed though. Let's go, let's go. Stay with it. High knees. Woo. Let's go. Last one. Stay with it. Keep that core. Take a break. Woo. Gotta love a little pre-exhaustion on those legs. More quads, but really keep the glute. You wanna focus on keeping the glutes engaged. Go and find an area of the wall. We'll close these doors. You can use the doors in the wall. Anywhere you can find a spot. "15 seconds. And we're into it. I share your wall. I share your wall. Okay. All right, in 5, 3, 2, 1. We're down. Remember, keep those glutes engaged. Keep that core, that bracing. Try to keep the weight even on your feet that you're pressing into the floor. Don't go all toe, don't go all heel. It already is shaking. Yeah, right? It's solid stuff. Yeah. Need to install little hidden flip downs to sit on. I'll just take that spot every time. Nice job. We're a minute in. Maybe that's not as helpful. Maybe you don't want to know the time. Oh, no way. Oh, that hurts. Oh. Nice job. If you're still there, you got this. It's very different working movement versus static hold. If you're on the ground, flex those quads. A way you can think about doing is press the back of your knees down into the floor. Nice job. You're at 2 minutes, halfway. Nice job. You don't even look like I just tough it off. Yeah. Nice job. You guys got it. Remember, if you're down, flex those quads, back of the knees, down into the floor. Keep those flexed as hard as you can. If you want to flex a little bit harder, think of lifting your feet up off the ground as you press the back of the knees into the floor. Good job. We're at 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Almost hit 3 minutes. Three minutes. I found these type of workouts is who can take the most pain. Pain cave. Flex those quads, flex those quads. Nice job, nice job. Stay with it, stay with it. "30 seconds left. Nice job, nice job. Keep those glutes engaged too. You're on the floor, glutes engaged, quads are flexed. Story of my life, searching for the right, but it keeps avoiding me. Job. Sorrow in my soul, cause it seems that wrong. Really loves my company. 10 seconds, flex it out. This is more than love. You got it, you got it. Stay there, stay there. Cause I'm gone again. To him I just can't be true. And I know that he knows I'm not fake. Take a break. Oh. Oh. Nice job, my peeps at home. Good work today. Nice job. Way to work. Nice job, you both. Nice work. Nice job. Good. Good job today. Nice job, y'all. Nice work. Oh, the door's locked. I gotta grab my keys to unlock the. cleaning up. If you see any black streaks on the ground, we'll help out facilities. We'll wipe those up. When you're ready, starting to slow that breathing down. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Remember, as we breathe in through the nose, breathe that air down into the belly. Let that belly expand, and then blow it out. We'll start with those deep breaths. On that next exhale, we're going to pull that arm across, keeping that shoulder blade back and down. Through all these stretches, keeping that braced posture. Those breaths stretching a little further on each exhale. When you're ready to go and release and switch. Pull that arm behind, grab that elbow, palm in between those shoulder blades. If you ever find that you tend to crouch, bend a little bit, really open up here. When you're ready, go and release and switch. Bring those hands back behind the back, shoulder blades back and down, chest up and open. We're going to roll that head and neck. When you're ready, going to release. Inhale up and in. Exhale down into that full floor squat. I'm working on keeping those heels flat down on the ground. If it's hard to keep those heels down, feel free to bring that weight forward onto those hands and slowly over time, work your way deeper into that position. Once you're in that position, we're gonna keep those shoulder blades back and down, sit up tall. If you want more inner thigh stretch, elbow to the inside of the knees, palms together. Press those palms down and work those hips open. Drop down onto the mat into plank. Push those hips up into that downward dog. Feel free to pedal out those feet. Stretch those hamstrings, stretch those calves. Really press that chest into those quads. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, lift that right leg up. Open it over the top. And on that exhale, we're going to drive that knee underneath into that pigeon stretch. You can extend that back leg back a little bit further if you want to sink farther into that stretch. If you want more of a hip stretch, you can work this foot up a little bit further. And we're going to relax down into that pigeon stretch. Press those hips into the floor. Don't want to round out that low back. And don't forget to breathe. When you're ready, you can slowly bring yourself up out of that stretch. tuck that back toe, press back into that downward dog. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, lift that left leg, drop it over those hips, and exhale under and through into that pigeon stretch. Keeping those hips squared, keeping those breaths. You can slowly bring yourself up from that position. You're going to press those legs back and walk those hands into those feet and slowly roll up. We're going to finish with our breaths. If you want to stay and continue to stretch, feel free, as these stretches aren't exhaustive. We're going to close down class as we're getting to the end of the time. Inhale through the nose on the way up, exhale through the mouth on the way down. Each inhale a little bit deeper, each exhale blowing out a little further. Nice job today, everybody. Thank you for being here. Don't forget your homework. Eat a good dinner, drink lots of water, at least 6 hours of sleep, and we'll see you Tuesday. Have a nice night.